Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo. Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo.
Yeah. Welcome to another edition of the Views from the Friend Zone podcast. It's your boy Real Talk Marv, who I got in the building with me.
It's your boy Cliff Brockman.
Yes, man. Fall weather's in full effect. You know what I'm saying? The temperature's dropping. It's hoodie season. You know, people need to be out there scouting their bulls. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be boot up season. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. How was your weekend so far, Cliff?
Basically, I worked all weekend, whatever. But it was good. I mean, it's always a positive thing. We can make money off of it. So I'm not power tripping. But I was working all weekend.
Yeah. You know, same old. I was working all weekend too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who's at Comic-Con, all my black nerds. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could have went. Huh? I had to work. Yeah, man.
Have you went yet? Oh, no?
Yeah, I went a couple of times. But before I started this banking job, I went a couple of times. But since I've been doing banking quarter ends, we got to work the weekend.
Okay.
Anyway, it's crazy, man. Even I got to follow up on our last episode when we was talking about Tekashi, and I was saying it's finished for him. But you was right.
I told you.
That man said when he come out, he gonna continue rapping like nothing never happened.
Yeah, because let me tell you something. A lot of times, what happens is, not to spend too much time on it, is he realizes dudes. People say, "Oh, they're gonna kill him. They're gonna kill him." He's a government witness. He's gonna have people still watching him.
Not only that, you made a good point, and other people I started researching made a good point.
Yeah.
The morals ain't the same. This ain't the 90s,
that's
bro.
what I was trying to tell you.
Like dudes accept snitches.
That's what I was trying to tell you.
Dudes out there literally be like, yeah, he snitched. I would have snitched too. Like, it's okay.
And it's supposedly Jim Jones been on informant for a while too. That's what I'm hearing. I'm not putting it out there, right? Because I like Jim Jones.
I like Jim Jones.
Shout out to his last album. His last album was fire. Yeah, but you know, it's supposedly he's an informant too. This is what you call it. I don't know what he snitched on, but that's just street talk. I mean, you know,
like there's always extra. That's why you got to separate. When you like an artist, you got to like the artist for their talent. Sometimes their persona is made up. Mm-hmm. We don't really know these dudes. You know what I'm saying? So we, shout out to Greedy Gut. Shout out to Open Shirt Poppy. They couldn't make it this week. Family stuff, that happens. People got to do their family thing. You know what I mean? We have a guest coming in, New Jersey artist Sule. He's on his way in. But before we're gonna, get to the guest interview, we're gonna have to talk about a hot topic item this week. Everybody know what's going on with the Guyger case, right? So it's like it was like a win, and then it was like a bigger loss, right? Because the win was finally we feel like a cop who was guilty of killing an unarmed black person was not only charged but sentenced to jail. But then it kind of like, the sentence of 10 years was kind of light. 10 years is more manslaughter than being found guilty of murder, right?
Like second degree.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Second
so that's
degree,
different. But then just the reaction and sort of, for lack of better words, the kind of love that Guyger's been getting, that's blowing my mind.
It is two sides of it, right? I think at one point you look at it like 10 years. I think 10 years is light, right?
Very light. And because she's not going to do the full.
I don't honestly. I work in jail facility, and I wouldn't wish jail on my worst enemy. Yeah. But 10 years for that, and then a guy who killed a police dog get 45 years.
Yeah.
So
I put that out there as well. The guy who killed the police dog, he had other charges that was adding to it, but solely for the killing the police, it was like 37 years for killing the dog. He got another 11 years for something else.
So that's just, it's just crazy. And it's like so much things that in the past that happened, right? Like, a guy might get accused for rape or whatever, boom, he might get 15 years off the rip. And then you get 10 years. Like,
and then a white kid, same crime, a judge would be like, well, we don't want to ruin his life. We'll give him 6 months probation.
So, like he'll shoot up the church. He'll get 6 months probation. Then the mental health card comes in the bottom.
That's going to be another topic. We'll talk about how unbalanced the justice system is. But I want to stick to Guyger first. So this is the first topic is Guyger. does America have a Little Red Riding Hood complex? And the reason why I say that, right? Because
Okay.
we're treating Amber Guyger like she's the victim. We're feeling sorry for her. And it's people of color who are losing their mind, playing with her hair, giving her hugs. One juror said she feels like Amber Guyger was so remorseful that she didn't even want to give her 10 years. And I'm like, this 26-year-old young boy, successful, educated, minding his business in his house, she kills him. He'll never have a life. We'll never know the full potential of this guy.
Yeah.
And we're feeling sorry for the person who killed him. You know what I'm saying? That's what's crazy to me. I feel like we're in a bad episode of the Twilight Zone.
You know what it is though. It's a gift and a curse, right? You look at it like it's a bad episode of Twilight Zone, but it shows you how classy we are about situations, right? It's easily said to be like, you know, we could have been enraged and everybody could be like only 10 years, whatever. But we handle it in a classy situation as African American people. Even the brother hugging her, the judge coming down, consoling her and everything.
I'm trying my best not to cut you off.
It's just no. It's showing how we're acting as a class act, as being an African American gentlemen and sisters all together.
I get it. Michelle Obama says when they go low, we go high.
Yeah.
So I get that. But this, I can't. My soul will not allow me. I am tired of us turning the other cheek, having to be the better people. We've been oppressed on this planet for as long as we've been around, and at least in the United States for the last 400 some odd years. How many times do we have to be like, you know what, we got to be the better person, we got to forgive? No, they sold the gun that killed Trayvon Martin for $250,000. That's people out there who celebrated the death of a black man. We're consoling this woman like she made a mistake. If she was driving a car drunk and hit this guy and killed him, she was wrong because she was drunk driving a car, but I could get that. That is a mistake. Yeah. That is a vehicular homicide. It's like you didn't intend to do that. You went into this guy's house. I get it. I've been tired, got off the elevator, got off on the wrong floor at work, realized I'm on the wrong floor, go back up to my right floor. My thing about it is you're that tired that you get off on the wrong floor, you start walking into the wrong apartment, the door's open. My thing about it is once the door was open, it would make me take a step back and say, wait a minute, look around, this is not my apartment, and I would go to my right apartment. How do you go that far? Because once the door is open, your mind has to start to say, I need to check my surroundings to see what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole situation is sad, and you know, I think 10 years was a little light. I think
a little light.
I think it's very very light, but I think deservingly she deserved 15 minimum, and then 8.
My thing about it is
15.
If both him, Gene, if he would have shot Amber Guyger in this situation, they would have been asking for the needle in his arm.
That's a fact, but. It's a sad situation.
And then, what makes it worse, the black guy who testified got killed a couple of days later. I'm not saying it's the police who did it. I'm saying it's most likely this racist-ass country reacting to the fact that the cop got convicted, that they killed the witness. They
killed him for no reason? I don't know what
he got shot in the face 3 days later. He got shot in the face. He's dead.
The one that seen the situation. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't
Another
know about
witness
that.
in the case is getting death threats. They're getting death threats because they did the right thing. It's crazy, but let's get into the first question. Why are people acting like Amber Guyger is the victim? What do you think? I mean, the bailer was brushing her hair. The judge gave her a hug.
The
brother's like, I love you like anyone else. The father came out and said, I feel like both of them would forgive her. I'm like, I'm a Christian. I respect life. You know me. I'm so corny that I don't even like watching a lot of mafia movies or even like John Wick, because movies that make people die so easy, like people's life don't mean nothing, it kind of bothers me.
I'm not saying that I think with the family's handling it like a class act, but you never know. That town might be where they live at, and it's Dallas, right?
Yeah.
That you never know where they live at. If they came out and said certain things and said something other about the case or whatever. Oh, she deserved.
If I died defending your honor, then to me, I died a good death.
No,
I'm
but
not
what I'm saying is, you never know how the town is and how the people are around there. So I'm not saying that the family doesn't forgive her and stuff. And I'm not saying it's not an honest mistake.
If you hugged my killer the way he did, I'm coming back to haunt you, Cliff.
No,
I'm gonna make sure that you always shit on yourself. I'm gonna do crazy haunting ghost stuff.
Listen, 100%. I'm not hugging anybody. If you kill my brother, you kill my family, all bets is off. But I think the bigger picture is that the family is trying to handle it as a class act instead of being enraged and then going to social media and acting a certain way accordingly. And that to me, I think that town could be, it could be dangerous for them. So you never know. The way they handle it, more people is gonna be like, okay, we ain't really gotta attack them, because they forgive her.
I hear you. I'm not saying you're wrong. I hear everything you're saying. To me, I'm losing my mind about this.
Yeah.
Like, it has me so upset, Cliff. I every time I see a news article or Instagram post, I have to just skip past it. I can't deal with it. My thing about it is, we're treating her like Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood broke into the bear's house. She ate their porridge. She was in their beds, and then they were made in the end to be they got victimized because she was in their bed. And I know Little Red Riding Hood is a fairy tale, but to me it's just like it has to be America seeing her as Little Red Riding Hood. How could the person who killed the person, they've had text messages of her saying racist stuff. You know what I'm saying? My thing about it is, America is making black lives really not matter. And I know Black Lives Matter is a whole movement, and that's a political kind of thing. But every time someone kills a black person, it's almost like, okay, like, what's the problem?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's definitely a scary situation, and it got to be nerve-wracking just being a black man in America in general. So the situation is crazy, but I think the good from it is how classy the family is being about it, right? It's for us.
They're yes, man. To me, they're Django. You seen Django?
Yeah, I know
you seen Samuel Jackson?
Samuel Fox. But
the family's straight Samuel Jackson to me, yo.
I think they handling it very classy right now, and I think
class is not the word I want to use for them. Yo.
No, listen, and then also I'm not trying to get religious. Maybe they're they're Christians and Christians. In certain religions,
how many
to learn
times
to
do
forgive,
black people have to turn the other cheek?
A lot of
the
times,
only cheek I'm turning right now is my ass to kiss. That's the only cheek that it is crazy to me. There's a difference between being a good person, someone forgive.
Yeah.
It was an accident. She's claiming it's an accident. My thing about it is, and for anyone out there who's just like, wow, real talk more of being mad, harsh, and stuff like that. He's not being compassionate. My thing about it is, this is my issue, right? And I have good friends. I have one of my best friends. He's a white gentleman. He's a cop, and I love the dude to death. And we always argue about things because he always says that things aren't black and white, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna shout out his name because I just don't want to shout out, a cop's name and whatever. But that's my dude, and this is my own thing. This is what we gotta realize. We always want to say being a cop is a hard job, and sometimes they have to react in a moment and stuff like that. But guess what, Cliff? These people get training to deal with these kind of situations.
100%.
On the other end, these black people who get surprised by police officers who get shot and stuff like that, we don't have training. We don't have the opportunity to be prepared for situations like this. So we have to deal with these situations with our instinct. What could a Botham Jean, what could he have done differently? My man was in his crib eating ice cream, singing songs. How are you a threat? My thing about it is, there's so many holes in Amber Guyger's story. If you think the dude broke into your place, he's gonna break into your place, sit down and eat ice cream, waiting for you to come?
Yeah, it's a little extreme, but like I said, I think you got to look at it like listen, the whole case is in at one end you could look at it like it's a sad situation and make you angry, but in another end you got to look at it how listen, it shows you, like you said, with Michelle Obama, we rising to the occasion in a different way. Like, so you sometimes listen, you never know They could probably the family could be getting death threats too. Yo, you never know. You never know.
You're right.
So I'm just trying to look at it in the back end.
The next question on the topic is, how do you feel about the family forgiving her? You're saying that you're okay with the family forgiving her?
No, I'm not okay with it. I'm saying that the way the family handle it is a class act. The way I would handle it, there's no. I'm not doing. Yeah, me too. I'm not doing no TV press. I'm not doing anything. You kill my brother, which is on the show with me right now. You kill any of my family, what you call it. There's no hugging. There's nothing to talk about. You know.
And shout out to on a side note, shout out to Eric Garner's wife, right? They had a press conference with her, and they finally fired the cop who chokehold and killed Eric Garner, and then he said his condolences to the family, stuff like that, and they asked Eric Garner's wife to use such apology. She said, "Hell to the no, because my husband said 11 times I can't breathe. Where was his sorry and his condolences then? Each time that he said he can't breathe." That's a real New York attitude. I love that woman. Yeah, because New York, we don't play that. Keep that same energy. Yeah, there's no apologies. There's no condolences. I've heard some people rumored to say that the Jean family has a potential lawsuit against the police department, and that's why they're trying to be light so they could get their money. That's not verified, but that's what people are saying. Listen, you could still be angry and get your money.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
My thing about it is, anyone out there, leave a comment on the video. Leave a comment at the podcast. We'll try to get back to you. My thing about it is, African-American people of color, why could we continue to have to be the better people in these situations when we're the victims? And this whole thing is like no one's caring about Botham Jean anymore. It's all about Amber Guyger. I think it's because she's a woman that people are being a little softer on her, kind of doing she was a woman, it's a tough situation. These people have training, and I get it. A lot of times things happen in the split instincts, and I know me being so rah-rah about it, how would I react in my situation? My thing about it is, even in that situation, let's just say Botham Jean was in her apartment like she thought it was. Yeah. The dude is singing songs, eating ice cream. Even if he was in your apartment, you got to say to yourself, this dude is crazy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's more so like, a person who's sitting in your crib, eating ice cream, singing songs, sitting down. My thing about it is, I think you have to be even more patient on how you approach the person just killing them down. Because if he was there and there was an apartment, that's something someone's not right in their head. No one does that.
I think we just trying to this whole situation it's hard for me to answer because the media is portraying like, okay, they're feeling sorry for her and everything, maybe because she's a woman, and also, but it's one of the things where I think we're just trying to be a class act about the whole situation. I think we're tired of the Black Panther route and trying to fight back for justice that way. We're just saying, I think we got to the point where with this situation where we're just saying, you know what, justice has been served, and we're okay with the justice that has been served instead of fighting the other way and being enraged and angry. That's what I think.
I love when we're on the opposite sides of an argument, because my thing, classy to me would have been like, I understand she's sorry, but her sorry's not bringing my son back. That's the level of classiness I would go. This hugging and kissing and singing Kumbaya for this woman, I just don't understand it.
But what part of Dallas they from? What part of
Dallas?
It
don't matter if they was from the Garden of Eden, where Adam and Eve lived.
What I'm saying is, you never know. This family could have been getting death threats. This family could have been getting all kind of text messages and harsh things said to them. So they probably met as a family and came together as like, listen, we're just gonna handle we're just gonna let the justice system do what they need to do. Yeah,
I mean.
It was no reaching Al Sharpton. It was no reaching all the big political wigs when stuff like this come out, whatever, too. I think they came to say, listen, they came together and said, listen, we're just going to handle it with us, and we're going to let justice justice served.
I mean,
What you think? That's what I think.
I don't know. To me, like the victory is even getting a conviction, right? Because it's hard to get a conviction,
Yeah.
for especially when a civil servant like a cop kills a civilian.
Yeah.
So I get it. Her getting the conviction because her story sounds so unplausible that's why she got the conviction in the 10 years. My thing about it is I don't believe in violence for no reason. But I also feel like it makes the racist snicker when we show weakness like this. You may say it's classiness, to me it's weakness like that, right? Because my thing about it is the people who's on the fence who always be like, yeah, it doesn't matter, just another black person dead. When the family act like it's okay, like you killed their dog and they'll get over it, how are we going to forget the people who have sense? The people who don't have sense, who feel like our lives don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
When we react like it's okay and we're so forgiving, it makes them snicker. It makes them laugh. This is out of my... So the last question I have on this particular topic is, in the Constitution, originally black people, slaves, were considered 3/5 of a man. That means 60%.
Yeah.
Your life, the value of your life was 60% versus of a person. And even though the Constitution has been ratified, not changed, I still feel like our value as people throughout this country still remains not equal. And stuff like this shows the truth.
100% it shows the truth. But like I said, I think the way the brother reacted and to the whole situation and the family and then everybody in the courtroom, they felt some kind of...
The brother owed me 5 minutes outside. Straight up.
No.
Straight up.
Nah,
Listen,
I think
you know, like how sidebar. You know how like the ignorant side in view wants to beat Tariq ass from power.
Yeah.
Like if you see Tariq in real life, like there was a skit where the guy in the video in the elevator who he said with Tariq, like, I should beat your ass, and Tariq like, it's a show, dude. He's like, it's not a show, Tariq. It's not a show. That's how I feel about Bottom's brother, yo.
Yeah, but
he owes me 5 minutes, yo.
I think he's a very religious dude, the brother, right? And I think the whole situation is they're going by what their brother, how their brother would feel about the situation and stuff. I think personally the family is trying to take the high road and be classy about the whole situation because, hey, listen,
every time you say classy, you killing me, bro. That's not classy. Hold on. That's weak.
If we would go the Black Panther route and we start the marches and we start going haywire and stuff, saying that justice has been served and stuff, what is the end result gonna be?
Yo,
what is the end result gonna be? And then also, like I said, you got to be careful. I don't know where they live at or what kind of death threats they were getting. Like you said, the star witness, he got shot. You say he got shot 2 days ago.
Crazy.
So, in one end, if they do go Huey P. Newton Black Panther style and do the marches and go Malcolm, they can also projectively, their life could be in danger. And another end, they're doing a classy way of handling a situation where it's more peaceful. They could go Malcolm or they could go Martin Luther King. Right?
Both of them got assassinated. That just shows you the piece of shit how this country treated.
Both of them got assassinated, but everybody that knows, Malcolm was like, okay, this is how we're gonna handle the business. Martin Luther King was like, let's bring us together. Let's bring things together. So what I'm saying is, I think they're in a situation where they're like, you know what? We want to handle this peaceful. We don't want too much media hype on this. Let's just let the justice be served. That's what I feel.
Great words of Ricky Ross. God forgives and I don't. There's no way, because this is all right. So let me be devil's advocate and flip the script on you. So when we react to things like this that happens, and then now the next cop is in the situation where it's just like, it's tough, right? Because if she said she really felt in fear of her life, after she shot him and realized she was in the wrong place one time, she had a chance to give him CPR to try to keep his life going, and she didn't do it. What's her excuse then? I was just adding a caveat. My question to you now is, when we react this way and we be like, it's okay, we forgive you, God will want me to forgive you, do you think us being that forgiving and saying it's okay, do you think the next time a cop who I'm going to say who's not in their who's not acting in their best regard is going to fear the repercussions of shooting a black person when they know that, you know what, I'm going to get a light sentence and the family's probably going to forgive me if I say I'm sorry. There's no repercussions.
Not at all.
I'm not sitting there saying I'm out here, you know, rooting for people to go be violent, rooting for people to go be crazy.
I feel like in this situation, you Malcolm and I'm Martin. I'm Martin. But
and I'm usually Martin.
But
But in this situation, I can't, because my thing about it is, we have a young nephew, right?
Yeah.
It's a good, handsome black kid, good-hearted and stuff like that. When things like this happen, how do I tell him how to act in certain situations where he could just be in his house chilling and get killed this way?
That could be.
And then the country doesn't bat an eye. Yeah. I haven't heard white peace groups come out and say this is so sad and this, that, the other. There's no. My thing about it is people want us to be okay and be forgiven, but where's the people on the other side saying we're so sorry for your loss and stuff like that? That's not coming. They're not coming out to you know what I'm saying, to our defense.
I don't know. I think, like I said, I think the way the family handle it is. I'm not gonna say classy anymore because it's putting you in rage.
Listen, you're a grown man. I can't tell you to change your words.
I'm joking. What
but
I'm saying
me,
is, I think the family took more of a, you know, we can't bring back our beloved son and brother and stuff. So let's try to move forward and forgive her for her sins and stuff. That family, I think that family is very religious, and I feel like if they would have took the other way, who knows? They probably all could have died.
Listen, let me another thing that I want to say is, right, they've been using the Bible to control us, especially people of color, since the slavery times. Yeah. Right? And my mother's a big religious person. And you know, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. I believe in a higher being. I believe that, you know, someone created us. But the laws and the sort of pressure that religion puts us, because my thing about it is religion is always teaching us to be forgiveness, to be, you know, to forgive and turn the other cheek. But it seems like we on the end of the strikes.
Bro, like I said, I think this time around, I think the family, they came together and said, you know what, we're just gonna let justice be served and try to forgive this lady. I think I feel like they're just as angry as you? Yes, but I think that if they go the other route, who knows? They might be scared for their life, because you're dealing with a white woman who also is a cop, right? And then you said she has racial remarks on her phone or whatever she got, whatever. Who's to say they say, listen, man, this is a situation, we got to be peaceful. She's a cop. It's not just a regular white lady who went in there and killed him. She's a cop, law enforcement. It's a whole different ball game, you know. So I think they turned the other cheek to basically not to say they don't care that this lady killed their son and brother, but you know, just to, you know, for safety reasons also. I'm looking at it that way. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I get where you coming from and why you highly motivated and angry about, because at the end of the day, it's sad, because even to have the conversation with our nephew, it would be hard. Even me, to talk about this topic, I'm usually the person that, you know, go through topics easily, but it's touchy because I was like, when I first seen the brother give a hug, I'm like, I was like, when I first seen it,
I want to slap fire.
No, when I first seen it,
I literally thought it was one of those. Sometimes, you know, sometimes they do these things where black men are infatuated with a white woman, and I really thought this dude has a crush on his brother's killer.
No, when I first seen it, I was like, what is going on here, whatever too. And then as they kept talking about it more and more in the news, and I looked at it, I'm like, I think they took the high road for safety reasons, and that's my honest opinion. I think they took the high road for safety reasons. Like you said, the person who testified 2 days ago, he died.
Yeah, but they was I don't know.
Right? But think about it. I think they took the high road for safety reasons. Let's not put another person in danger. If we go to trial and we start acting in rage and doing whatever, Dallas is a very shaky place. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Racism still exists over there. So it's like, I think they took the high road for safety reasons. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. So we're gonna move on to the next topic. The next topic is the unbalanced justice system, which kind of falls into what we was just talking about, right? And it's just like I'm, I am, I am numb. I am tired of how unfair the justice system is towards people of color.
Yeah.
We have the least resources available to us. We have systemic racism. We have limited opportunities. But for some reason, we have to be able to learn to walk the righteous path and stay out of trouble at a rate higher than anybody else. I'm not excusing for people of color and people of limited opportunities to do crimes and evade the justice that's supposed to be served to them. But it's just like, how do we live comfortably when the justice system, our justice system is what's supposed to make us different from all countries in the world, right? We're supposed to be democracy, but then we don't treat our people right. So the unbalance of the justice system. Is there anything we can do to combat the way that we're unfairly treated? Like you mentioned earlier, the two college students both were charged with rape. A black guy got 15 years, 15 plus. A white kid got 6 months of probation because the judge said he doesn't want to ruin that guy's life.
Yeah.
Different judge, but the other judge in the black case didn't think twice about ruining that black kid's life. Yeah. So what could we do? And it's a hard question. I just want your opinion, right?
Yeah.
What do you think we could do as people of color, just people who are citizens in this country, to fix our unbalanced justice system?
That question is extremely tough, right? Because it seems like we've been fighting all our lives to try to fix things, but it's just set in stone. Like, even when, no disrespect to Obama, even when Obama was president, I didn't feel like he was running the country, or we had certain things that pushed us forward. Mm-hmm. I still felt like we were still unbalanced at the time, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Obama, because at the end of the day, he served 8 years. And, you know, it was a beautiful thing to have a black man on board, you know, as being African American myself.
He was handcuffed.
But yeah, like I said, even when he was in office, it still was unbalanced. So I think the best way possible, I don't know if we're going to be able to fix it, but to carry yourself in a certain way, right? With certain things and stuff, it's easy. Like I said, even with this whole trial and stuff, it's so easy to go the way that we used to go and be enraged and go to the protests and stuff. Our Shelton used to be all over this. That's why I'm shocked that, you know, the family didn't reach out to him.
He has nothing to work with.
No, that's what I'm...
When you shucking and jiving and hugging Master and saying, "Oh, I forgive you, Master. My son would have forgive you." But Al Sharpton has nothing to work with.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that the fact that the system is just so unbalanced, it's sad, but taking that high road is the only way of being safe.
To me, I just feel like
that's what I think.
It further stems the fact that we have to become stronger economically. We have to become stronger participants in the economics of this country and the property accumulation of this country. We have to build communities where we can self-sustain ourselves. And let me tell you why I say this. I'm not preaching segregation where we just don't live in a society where we interact with people of white people or people, you know, of non-minority descent. I just feel like because we're so dependent and relying on outside sources for our well-being, that, you know what, to us, after we already buy the Jordans or things like that, we don't mean nothing to these people. We're just, all we are is customers.
Yeah. We're
customers, and then when every 4 years, when election time come, we're just another vote.
Yeah. 100%.
But we're not voices. We're not representative of what they feel the country needs. So I think to really challenge the justice system, right? Because people used to say, like, oh, if you want change, you got to be part of the change. So they're saying that, you know, we need more black cops. But not to be offensive toward black cops, but a lot of times the black cops, they get into the system and now they got to play ball with other cops who are a majority, and now they go against their own interests, so the other cops to say, hey, I have his back. He's just like me. He's down with me. And I'm not saying that a black cop has to join the force and start letting black kids go. But my thing is, you join the force and you got to let them know, like, yo, when we approach these kids, we got to approach these kids like they're human beings and not savages.
But, all right.
That,
when you,
okay,
go ahead.
That's the thing that kills me about society and just the way that people of color, African American males and men are viewed as savages. But we got to look at history. Yeah. It hasn't been black people who's been savagely wiping out whole populations of people, taking people's land, stealing it from them, killing them, bamboozling them. Manhattan was bought for 12 beads, worthless beads. Shiny should take all of that property, the richest zip code in the world. And I say that to say this: there's a history of people being bamboozled, mistreated, attacked, slaughtered, and it's not people who look like us. But we still get perpetuated as savages. The justice system, I don't know, I think we have to become political players, but it's really economics.
I mean, I think the most important, like you said, the support got to be there, though, right? Like, with the justice system, you might have one person who believes that and then the other person says, "I'm not doing that." Like, though, it's even not even to convert it to sports, capping the thing. Dudes were behind him 100%, but dudes was like, "Listen, man, I'm not about to lose $60 million because you want to take a stand and go for what you believe is right." Yeah. I'm not doing that, right? So that even the Kaepernick situation is a prime example of why the justice system it is what it is, and it goes by the same codes, because NFL players were not gonna be able to take a stand because they just like, I'm not gonna lose my endorsements, I'm not gonna lose certain things and what you call it, and no disrespect, it's the white man who cut the check. Yeah, it's like at work. There's certain things that happen at work and stuff, and I'm not trying to be racist or nothing, because I'm far from that. I work with white people and I get along with all kinds of people, but there's certain things at work you can't do that another person could do, just because you got to hold yourself to a high standard, right? And with this whole situation, I don't talk to none of my white coworkers about it or anything, because I don't want to seem like the big black raging man in the job. So you just gotta I have
to be that same way.
You just gotta carry yourself a certain way, and then also you can still have your values and believe in certain issues, but you gotta, for the justice system change, everybody gotta try to be on board. You gotta have the support system. When we have the lack of support system, it's not gonna work. Yeah. So
it's just tough, right? Because I just think of Tulsa, Oklahoma, about 60, 70 years ago, they had a Black Wall Street where it was just like African-American shop owners, banks, everything. And it's not about segregation. It's about best interest, right? Like, it's tough, right? Because we want equality, but then at the same time, we don't create something of our own. So sort of like, let's be honest, it's not about, it's bigger than racism. Like, people want to continue to keep things, like when you're winning, right? You do everything it takes for you to keep winning.
That's a fact.
No one wins in anything and says, you know what, I've been winning for too long, let me lose and let other people come up. No. So it's never going to be a situation where people decide to act against their own best interests and make it fair for you. But at the same time, like Tyler Perry said, we gotta create our own table. We gotta put value in things of our own. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's just like...
But it doesn't help, right? Even to go off track a little bit. It doesn't help when Tyler Perry says that, and then somebody like, and Master P's got the same approach too, but somebody else is saying like, yo, Tyler Perry just, he's a guy that just being dressed and is not supportive of his movement. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, when we only have if it affects me, I only care mentality. And I think because we've been so behind so long, it's like, I only care about myself. I'm not about to put my neck on the line for this dude. It's like at work, right? It's like not even at work, but just in situations. Stuff has been wrong at work, whatever, too. And it only seems like African Americans been done that way. And not just saying, I'm not being specific in any jobs, right? Instead of all the black people say, we ain't gonna come to work tomorrow. Dudes is like, listen, I don't got no problem with that manager. He treated me good. I caught my bonus last month, whatever, too. Your problem is your problem. So the lack of support system is hard for the justice system to change, especially being African American. Just period. Do you got your money? Do you got your money in Black Bank?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, then I can't talk about
the bulk of my savings is in the Black Bank, Carver Bank. Cliff is gonna step away. He's gonna go get the artist. And I don't know. I mean, I don't want to sound overly political. I just feel like, man, it's tough. Like, it's tough. Like the last 10 years. Especially let's just say the last 7, ever since the Trayvon Martin thing, right? Like Trayvon Martin happened 7 years ago. I was a grown man when it happened. It wasn't like I was a kid. And I'm old enough to remember, O.J. Simpson situation, and Rodney King, and Yusef. I could forget Yusef's last name, but the kid from the Crown Heights, and even the Central Park 5. And I get it. Injustice is going to happen a lot. My thing about it is, it's just like, I feel like when you're a man of color, it's like there's no consequences to killing a man of color. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even a stop for a moment of silence in this country. It's just status quo. And my thing about it is, how do we change that? You know what I'm saying? Like, we fight for voices at the table. We fight for presence in, corporate America, or award shows, or fashion, or industry, and we want representation in the mainstream, but at the same time, our lives don't have equality. And then a lot of times, even our celebrities, they get money, and they feel that money makes them above the struggle and the plights of people of color. And not all celebrities. Some celebrities do fight for us, but I feel like we need more economical situations to represent us. So what's going on? How you doing? You can pull up. The artist is in the building. Sule, representing New Jersey. What's going on, brother?
Everything's blessed, man. Blessed. Appreciate you having me here.
Definitely, you know what I'm saying? Introduce yourself. Let them know what you got going
on. My name is Sule. Sule's Music. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Sule's Music, at SULES Music. I'm an upcoming artist. I'm from Englewood, New Jersey. Shout out to Bergen County and everything. Whatever. Right now, I got a project coming out October 18th called Eviction Notice and everything. So make sure y'all stream that on all platforms: Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music, and everything.
Yes, it's really, really dope. Like, do people ever tell you got like an old soul when it comes to your music?
Yeah, all the time. Because like when growing up, like my mom's like growing up living in a crib with my mom's or whatever, she played like a lot of like golden age kind of like hip hop or whatever. My mom's a big like Jay-Z fan, Nas. She listened to a lot of Big L as well, so it's kind of like that's where a lot of my motivation really kind of came from. I grew up in a household playing that kind of music, so it's just embedded in me like as I started writing myself.
Yeah. I noticed growth between the Park Ave project and now Eviction Notice. You know what I'm saying? So what was the inspiration to name the project Eviction Notice?
Eviction Notice. Yeah, you could. Eviction Notice is more so kind of like it's more so a representation of being like pushed to the edge almost, because and kind of like really like it's kind of a do or die kind of mind state. Really kind of like when you tired of being in the same position or whatever, and you're forced to really kind of like you're forced to. It's like a survival of the fittest mind state, where it's like sink or swim, and also kind of like previous times in life or whatever. Like I done lost my crib to eviction and all that stuff or whatever, and I had to really go back, and I really had to get down to the nitty gritty and really build myself up from the bottom or whatever. So I feel like that's a representation of just being like being in survival mode, honestly.
Yeah. So how has the love changed? I'm gonna let my brother ask some questions too, but how has the love changed since the Casanova freestyle? I feel like, not to be biased, but I feel like you bodied it at least top 5, because there was thousands of them.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I felt yours was top 5.
I appreciate you, bro. The love as far as pardon me, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
As far as like people always kind of like supported. Like a lot of people like started following me because I was really like before the Casanova freestyle, I was already used to doing kind of like freestyles or whatever. I had this joint, I had this series going on called Sule Sunday where I drop a freestyle like kind of like every Sunday. I rap on new beats, old beats, or whatever, any instrumentals that I could really put my hands on or whatever. And it just so happened, I was like, so I'm so used to doing freestyles or whatever. I was talking to my cousin Luck, which is here, like right on the right hand side. He was telling me, we was talking about how Casanova. I caught the video that Casanova made literally like 5 minutes after he posted it. He said, "Yo, I got a new song called So Brooklyn. I'm dropping an instrumental. I'm posting anybody who I think is nice or whatever." Boom. So it was like as soon as I heard the beat, I knew off rip. I'm like, yeah, I got to do this shit or whatever. Yeah. So it's like I seen the video like on Saturday. Dropped the video on Sunday, literally as soon as I posted Casanova, seen it like 5 minutes after. Like I didn't even get I tagged him. I didn't even get a chance. Like literally, I posted a video at 5 o'clock. By 5:05, he already reposted it on his page, so he's seen it mad fast. Yeah. But as far as like my following shot up crazy. Shout out to Casanova because like he definitely played a part in like my followers growing. Like from Sunday to Tuesday, I gained like 3,000 followers that fast. So it's kind of like I got more people kind of like reaching out as far as like inquiries for shows and just press in general. And it really helped because I was in the mix of creating eviction notice like already. Yeah. So it's kind of like I feel like this is the perfect time to really drop the project or whatever. So it happened kind of like just in time.
Yeah. So ask some questions. I got a million questions, but go ahead.
So, like, what's the game plan? Because, like, my brother showed me your music. Your music is fire.
Appreciate you, bro.
Definitely keep going. What's the game plan? Do you want to sign to a label? Do you want to do it independent? Because I felt like with the whole streaming game, you don't really need the back.
Yeah, I was like, don't get me wrong. If
the numbers
correct
make
deal,
sense, right?
If the numbers make sense, and I'm big on not selling your soul or whatever. So my thing is whatever. I feel like a lot of people jump at the first deal that come in their hands, but me, I'm highly confident in my craft, and I know I'm a person that's gonna like. I'm not one of those artists that's gonna be like here today and going tomorrow. I know my career is gonna have longevity because like the music that I kind of make or whatever is like real music lasts forever, so you can't really ignore it. So right now, I'm not really looking for a deal. If it comes and the numbers make sense, then of course we'll make the move or whatever. But right now I'm just building myself up kind of like independently that way. So that way when a deal actually presents itself or whatever, we already got like
you have more equity, right?
Because
when you chase a deal and you don't have a lot backing, they kind of have you in advantage. But when it's like, yo, we need to partner up versus me.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where it's just kind of like whenever I do sign a deal, let's just say I'll be entitled to my own control. Yeah. I'll be able to because you don't want to sign yourself away, and it's kind of like you don't have any say so into your career. I'm big on that.
In one of the songs you say, if I'm gonna sign a deal, I need ownership.
I know ownership, yeah. I said that on the first track, which is Whiskey. I was like, if I ever sign to a label, I need some ownership.
So matter of fact, let's see if we can have the engineer cue up Whiskey so our crowd can hear.
All right, let's get right.
So it's gonna take a couple seconds for them to cue it up.
Mm-hmm.
So, ask another question.
What rappers do you look for like motivation to like past rappers that like some people like I listen to Nas to get me right in the studio. What rappers do you
to get me right in the studio? I'm going straight for Big L. I'm going straight to Big L. Like every time I listen to some Big L or whatever, it automatically puts me in my bag. OD.
It was one track my brother let me listen to. You sound like Pusha to me. One track. I was like,
I think it was. It's a song that I think it was Ounces.
I was like, yo, he sound like Pusha.
Oh, Ounces. Oh yeah.
He sound like Pusha.
I like Ounces. I like that combination.
Yeah, that's my and the record is featuring my man's Flea Lord. He's actually affiliate of the Griselda fam. I'm not sure if y'all familiar with Griselda, like West Side Gun, Benny the Butcher. Yeah. Benny the Butcher. That's actually like my big brother.
Conway.
Yeah, Conway. Yeah, and shout out to Benny the Butcher or whatever. That's literally like my big brother. Like he.
So not to cut you off. We're gonna play the song out loud so people can hear it.
All right, cool, no problem.
It's the innovators. You know he loves to drink good whiskey. While laughing at the moon. Eviction notices at my door with a garbage bag. Hennessy, Jack Daniels, I need to pour a glass. Pockets looking slim as the first and I'm needing all the cash. We not trying to go back to robbing like Paula Pad. Sinking in like scuba divers. Ironic, I've been working overtime, but the devil's the supervisor. Getting no sleep, sweating with my toast in the bed. My mother says she see me close to the edge. Where I talk to my brother. rapper nigga in sight, I'm sending condolences. If I ever sign to a label, I need some ownership. My head is so embedded with talent. We hot girl, go public with the money bag like I was Megan Thee Stallion. Woo. The president is a joke and ain't doing nothing right. Black man in America, that's a double strike. Immigration stashing Latinos with no principles. It's sad we seen it come in this country, is so predictable. They said that I'm a similar mix of Lamont Coleman and Jigga cause they influenced me. This last verse I should make a part of your eulogy. Your resentment is cruelty. Cause ain't no I in team, but it's a U-N-I when you spelling unity, nigga. Been overtime so I don't get no rest. Been nice since Little Bow Wow was reppin' so deaf. Got niggas in the street that never been inside your combo. Running points with the purple like he Rajon Rondo. All my enemies been trying to compare me, so this is fun. Checking temperatures for real, if it's scary then get your gun. They said that I'm an alien to prevail me when this is done. I might put a tour together called Area 51. Could've read your paperwork, but you signed and said they was jerking you. This industry is always business and never personal. Running suicides in the studio, getting focused. You are now tuned into Eviction Notice.
Yes, that was Whiskey off the Eviction Notice project. So, what's your favorite track on this project?
I got two. Honestly, it's between Whiskey and it's between Julio.
I was gonna say Julio. It's a
Julio.
nice storytelling kind of situation.
Yo, it's crazy.
You got an old school feel.
Yeah.
You got old school
But it's
feel, which is
still relevant. Sometimes people sound old school, but they sound dated. You don't sound dated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's kind of like honestly or whatever, because I'm inspired. I'm more so inspired by like kind of like golden age hip hop, of course, like rap from the 90s. But at the same time, I'm still young, so it's kind of like I have like an old soul with the music, but I still put like a modern twist to it at the same time to where like people of my generation could really understand. So it's kind of like that's why I feel like my music is so dope, because I have a sound that people that's older than me, like somebody that's a couple of years older than me and a couple of years younger than me, could actually meet in the middle or whatever. So I feel like my music appeals to all crowds, like both old and younger.
I hate to talk to artists and compare them to other people, right? Because you want to be your own person. But what that reminds me of, sort of like J. Cole, how J. Cole said he's in the middle of getting respect from the older cats, but at the same time rocking with the younger cats.
Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of like you're smack in like in the middle of a dish. You're kind of like in the middle of both generations at the same time.
Nice
if you like,
transition.
yeah.
So we actually got the the DJ to cue up Julio, so we're gonna let him play that. So whenever you're ready.
Like everybody's loyalty just took a break these days. Never lacking, I just can't afford mistakes these days. A mile away, retaliation's coming surely within. Let's talk about this situation, let the story begin. About like 7 in the morning, the time that I left the studio. Then randomly, I just got a call from my nigga Julio. Rumor has it he popping Molly and smoking Wooly though. Robbing all these innocent people, letting his toolie go. His mother kicked him out, so now he's slaughtered for keeps. Shaluk was hungry, so he asked what should we order to eat. Stomach touching, eating Pringles for 5 nights. Let's call a Chinaman, I need some chicken with fried rice. Now Luck was telling me that Julio hitting licks around and all kind of sort. When he hit my phone, I declined it cause I ain't trying to talk. Walk inside the store for my chicken, soon as I step in line, I felt my phone ringing. This nigga called me a second time. Never answer niggas unless they talk about currency. He calling back to back, so it better be an emergency. I helped him through whatever, don't matter about what the terms is. So let me see what's up at yo Julio, what's the word, kid? I've been calling you for hours, ironic I couldn't get to you, but I just hit you up just to tell you I got some bitches through. So check your Instagram and some chick from Patterson added you. I recognized the quick thing, she lived on Madison Avenue. I slid up in the DM, she curved it, but now it's gradual. But this the perfect time, I'ma show up and put some magic through. She only fuck with hustlers, you lit enough, she'll be casual. Plus shorty was a baddie, I told him text me the addy. I could only sit in place for an hour while on his cash route. Speeding on a parkway, rolling, puffing a half-ounce expired license. The radio was playing Miley Cyrus, illegal park right at the fire hydrant. If Julio thinks shit is sweet, guarantee he be down better. He said that they in room 22 at the Crown Plaza. I hope know she tryna fuck, was kinda drunk and I ain't come for talking. I told Luck to pass the blick right out the glove compartment. Was looking good, so I was feeling cocky like I had a pill inside me. Scuffing my Jordans up in the building lobby. My celly jumping for stops and I'm missing hella paper. Was hearing voices as soon as I passed the elevator. Julio was off a pill and looking mad reckless. Shorty's dressed in lingerie and looking half naked. Smacked her on the ass, she said you silly for real. It's 3 of them and 2 of us, so now it's litty for real. She put my hands up on her chest while undressing, she like a booty rub. I put the gun on the dresser by the jacuzzi tub. She got on top and started spazzing out with something I could brag about, then cover my face. What the fuck was that about? I grabbed the finger, she gripping on me just like some vice grip. She pushed me off the sink, then I made my way to the light switch. She grabbed the gun and told me, don't you stand up, nigga. Don't make a move and put your hands up, nigga. Julio came and stepped in the bathroom with a smile and just started clapping. How the fuck I let a bitch and a junkie just catch me lacking? Julio just pistol whipped me, I staggered with bloody shoes. He said I'ma fucking kill you, you making these sudden moves. So now I'm dazing out, lightheaded, my wounds hurting. I heard somebody knocked on the door and said room service. Shorty tied me with a purple Uniqlo shirt. Julio said get the door but check the peephole first. He moving tight, timid, 2 niggas, 3 white women. Shorty opened up the door for a nigga that's light-skinned. All you heard was 2 shots, body dropped in a 4-5. Julio ain't never peeped, Luck was waiting the whole time. He see me on the floor, started screaming like oh shit. Looked at Julio with hate, then he let off the whole clip. So now there's 2 bodies, 2 left and they saw viciousness. I shot the other 2 cause we couldn't afford witnesses. Julio was somebody that we was cool with, went to school with, but that jealousy made his mood switch. The first one to slap me 5 and give me a hug. I swear it hurts when you gotta kill a nigga you love.
But I gotta ask you a question, right? You know, with this new hip hop, like you got bars, right? But right. You know, with this new hip hop, it's all about the catchy and it's about being a weirdo. A lot of weirdos is out and getting put on. What songs do you have immediately is gonna hit that to hit everybody? Because if you're a real hip hop fan and you listening to the 2 songs that's playing, you know he got it. But what song that you got is gonna you think it's gonna blow up and go mainstream? I
actually got a song on a project that's called The Basement. It's kind of like I'm rapping, but it's still like kind of like it still got that modern days it's a different sounding beat. Like The Basement is a song on a project that sounds totally different from everything, and I'm kind of like I'm switching up my flow a little bit, but I'm still rapping. I'm still talking crazy.
Because it's like the Joey Badasses and stuff, whatever. If you know hip hop, you know that they you know real licks, and you gotta understand they spitting bars. But people that's mainstream, they like pop songs.
I agree, and then this is why I disagree with that, because when you kind of ride a wave, when that wave die, you gone.
Yeah,
but if you have your own sound, you're gonna eat forever. So that's why you'll have like a Kendrick Lamar and a J. Cole who can like weather the storm because right now everybody sound like they whining on the track. And that's hot for now. It's not gonna be hot forever.
And then what happens when a new sound is popping by next year by the next year, the next 2 years or whatever, if that song if that kind of like style like dies out or whatever. I'm telling you, like kind of like everybody like has like their run. That's why it's like you could always like be more wise with beat selection, but stay true to yourself. I'm a firm believer of just creating an art that you want to create, because at the same time, whatever you ride a wave, the wave is going to crash eventually. Yeah. Like a lot of the people that really stick to like making the music that they want to create or whatever, like kind of like J. Cole didn't have a 2-year run or 3-year run, he's still going. Kendrick Lamar didn't have a 2-3-year run, he's still going. So I feel like
because the reason why I believe like waves end, because remember that auto-tune wave. Even when Jay-Z did Death for the auto-tune, Ghostface said, yo, I had this crack-ass auto-tune track. But when Jay-Z dropped that, he killed that whole wave. And now everybody who's using auto-tune, who's still around?
That's true. But
you know what I'm saying? You got to think ahead.
Hip-hop, too, now, it's a different genre. It's not just all about lyrics. It's how you look. It's how you dress. What you going to do to get the audience.
It's all about brand. Yeah, it's all about branding. It's all about branding.
Unfortunately, we only had an hour. We're coming at the end of the hour, so we want you to do 2 things. Let them know, repeat about the project, how they could contact you, and if you could give us like 30 seconds of bars, we appreciate that.
All right, cool. Well, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Sule's Music, at SULES Music, and make sure y'all stream Eviction Notice that's coming out October 18th.
Park Ave too. They need to go back
Oh,
and hear that too.
yeah. I'm about to say, the stream Park Avenue that's out right now on Spotify and Apple Music as well.
So while you waiting for the next joint, go back and listen to Park Avenue.
Yeah, we got two. Yeah, we got 2 more weeks till Eviction Notice come by. So if you haven't heard Park Avenue, I would say definitely try to fuck with Park Avenue. It's a lot of joints on there. It's a lot of joints on there.
So if you could hit us with something, even if it's a verse from the album or something.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I could just spell acapella, right?
Okay. Yeah.
All right, copy. I said, I heard the beat, but I ain't know what to write. First line metaphor, should I spit by my life? My music's the only dosage. Overdose on Frankie Lime in the nose of Macaulay Culkin. I'm hoping my foes is open. I could teach them all the raps, let them practice they rope a dopage. Let this automatic fly like them bitches from Hocus Pocus. Look, palm the heat is at all of you non-believers. Make your oldest daughter fuck for a Dutch and a llama reader. Listen, my new connect, I swear he awesome as shit. We Debo and Craig. I tell that nigga toss me a brick. I stay official cause the pump stay on me just like an asthma attack. I songwrite but got punches just like I battle rap. I never needed help from a nigga. I guess they mad at that. Surround you with some arms in a circle. Let's do the Cabbage Patch. No evidence and ain't no photos caught. Let's hit Manhattan, get the Soho bought. You niggas think I'm athletic the way I'm dripping in this polo sport. I'm hitting punches like when Kodo fought. I'm so pistachio, my shooters know the suit on sight. I tell them rapido, I tell you where them great gats be, but no DiCaprio. Hold on, I still
yes.
That's fire.
Yo, shout out to Sule Music for coming through. We really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta go. Shout out to everyone who's following us. Like I said, on the 18th, Eviction Notice is coming out, but stream Park Avenue now. And we out. Peace.
Views.
I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo. Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo.